We say good afternoon, top of the afternoon, Bermuda. I'm Trevor Lindsay. My name is Trevor Lindsay. This is State of Affairs, Wonder with Minister of National Security, the Honorable Michael Weeks. Minister, thank you for the invite.
Good afternoon, Trevor, and thanks for coming.
Let's talk about your position as the National Security Minister. How many years have you been in this position?
I've been in this position since April 2022. And the irony of it all, I was appointed on April 4th, 2022. That was the day, historically, that Martin Luther King was assassinated.
And it's been a very tough ministry. What has been your greatest challenge?
Well, my greatest challenge is really getting on top of the gang violence. You know, that has been a challenge, trying to keep the island safe. And what we have been trying to do is come up with a strategy, a strategy that's going to be comprehensive. Because what I've come to understand that gang violence is not just a police problem. It's a social problem. So my challenge was getting the various agencies and organizations in the room so we could come up with a national violence reduction strategy. We've got that. We're rolling it out now. So the hard part, I think, is over, getting people in the room. Now is just implementing that strategy we put together.
You've had highs and lows, especially with the gang activity. Right now, it's perceived to be in a low, and I will knock on wood, give thanks for that. Mm-hmm. What do you attribute to that?
Well, it's really a number of things, because we start with the police. The police are getting more community engaged, more transparent. They're out there on the street, and engaging people. My gang violence reduction team, led by Bishop Leroy Bean, those guys are out there on the street, mediating, getting out there to try to put out the little small fires as they start. So it's various things. We're getting more community involvement, because when I first started, it was still a thought that it was a police issue, that the police fix it, that the police solve it. But since I have been in this position, I've been pushing about community involvement, and I don't know how much that has played a part in the long run, but every little bit that we're putting together is helping.
Do you think Bermuda is tired of this activity?
Our community is definitely tired. I mean, they have been crying out for a truce, a peace, how we can come up with fixing this issue. And I had to stress that we cannot point fingers, Trav. Meaning that CCTV is not going to fix it alone. The police is not going to fix it alone. Government is not going to fix it alone. And I think now that people are on board, mainly because we are tired. We are tired, and we realize that this country belongs to all of us. And all of us must take a role and play a part in its safety. And the more people that get up and stand up and speak out and call things as they are, it's going to help us to get our country back to a state of safety.
Let's talk about the town hall meetings that you've been having. The governor has come on board. He has brought his expertise. He's brought some knowledge, or even looking to learn more about what goes on in the underworld of Bermuda. Your thoughts on the governor and what he's done?
Well, when I first talked to the governor and we discussed the town hall, and at first it was going to be myself and the police commissioner, and then I decided we can reach out to the governor, because as you can imagine, people have always been saying, if the governor is in charge of internal security, where is he? So when we approached the governor, and he agreed to be a part of the town hall, I was very much enthusiastic about that, because he wants to be a part. He wants to play his part. So in our 3 town hall meetings, it's myself, as you know, the governor, and the police commissioner. So we were able to listen to the country. And like you said, the governor brings a different perspective. He's new to the island, so he's still learning us culturally. but he brings a certain level of experience. I think his background is law. So he's really been looking at how he can assist in that way, help us to modernize certain legislation, certain laws, to help us to bring the law regime in Bermuda into the 21st century. So I found it helpful.
These meetings, what are some of the statistics you're taking from these meetings?
Oh, well, the town hall meetings have been great. The reason that we had them was to see if we're still connected to our community. Because we have toured the country, that we put together a national violence reduction strategy. It's important for us to get back to the community to let them, A, know who we are, B, know whether or not we're on the right track. And for the most part, we found that the community that came out to these town hall meetings were aligned with our strategy. Now, it's nothing's perfect, so we got some ideas, so we got some criticisms, but it's good to understand that we were pretty well on the right track, but there's always room for improvement. So I enjoyed this time.
One might say that the people that you need to get to is the young people. They were not in the room. How do you attract and speak to our young people?
Well, I'll tell you what, I challenged those that did come, because we had upwards of 100, 150 at each event. But my challenge always is, each one bring one. And I remember on one of my town hall meetings, I asked everybody who's a parent, put your hand up. Your grandpa, if you're uncle or whatever, put your hand up. And when they put their hand up, I said, the issue is, what are you doing? Each of us should bring someone along to these kind of meetings, because short of us actually going out on the street to have these meetings, which is not something that I won't consider, because ultimately I want to go where the problem is, because I want us, as long as I sit in this chair, I really want us as a ministry, as a community, to get to the bottom of this here, man. And if we're going to keep Bermuda safer by going out there on the street or going where they are, I'm all for it. But in the meantime, when we have these meetings, each of us that have a distinct part in our keeping our community safe, bring a young person along. Each one should bring one. Somebody that's under 30.
I'm glad that you did say going out to them, because I think that's the only way you're going to really reach them. They're not coming in the rooms.
Well,
So you might have to change your strategy and go to where the young people are.
I'll tell you what, whatever the strategy is needed, I am open-minded to it. So whatever they are, whatever that the young people are asking us to come as a town hall, I'm willing to do it.
Let's talk about your gang reduction, the team. The team is made up of 5 to 8 personnel.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about their role.
Now,
Explain to the community exactly what they do.
Okay, well, the gang violence reduction team now is comprised of 5 people, right? Headed by Bishop Roy B, who brings a wealth of knowledge when it comes to interceding and mediating with gang and gang culture. What the gang violence team is doing, they are small in number as far as their specific right, but they work closely with other agencies in government and outside of government. What they do is 3 different things. They focus on prevention, meaning that they go into our schools and try to get those youngsters before they get into the gang culture. The second part is intervention, and that means getting into our community clubs. These young men that may find themselves on the verge of dropping out of school or not in school for whatever reason, we help them get their GEDs. We help them to help the community clubs, we help the sporting clubs, right? And the last part is reintegration. Those young men and women now that find themselves on the verge of our legal lifestyles. Mm-hmm. So we help them get jobs. We mediate, we mentor and whatnot. So the gang violence reduction team has a three-pronged approach: how to prevent, intervention, and reintegration. So it's broken down, but even though it's just 5 of them, that doesn't mean that's all they do. They are very much connected to a whole lot of different organizations, government-wide and in the private sector.
We've had, I think it's up to 80 young children from murdered fathers. Could be even more. Does your ministry, are you in touch with those individuals so they can get some type of counseling for their grief and loss?
Now, a part of our national violence reduction strategy is counseling for trauma, grief, and loss. So that piece is not lost on us. You know, most of those people, those young men and women who were murdered during this gang violence.
The children of the murdered individuals.
I'm saying that most of the people that were murdered had children, right? And that brings a certain trauma and grief with it. So our team is very much into that, and we have a trauma-related counseling team. You know, and that's why I said earlier, part of what we're doing is prevention. Because a lot of these little children are still in school. So our gang violence reduction team are in the primary, middle, and high schools all the time, and they do single out those young children that are children of parents that have been murdered during gang violence.
So it is hope for them too.
Most definitely. Yeah. Our trauma team is out there looking to assist wherever possible.
We talked about
I'll say if I can, because of this, of the situation we find ourselves in, the trauma and counseling services are borne by this ministry, meaning that I don't want people to feel that, oh, I can't afford it, so I'm not going to worry about it. Anybody that needs any kind of trauma or grief counseling, they can reach out to this ministry and we'll make sure they get the services they need.
What's the youngest ages of the elementary school? It goes as far as where they need is rather than the help is needed.
Well, according to the data from our gang violence reduction team, 7, 8-year-olds, some people lost their fathers when they were, some children were under 3, 4 years old who are now growing into themselves, and you can imagine that because Bermuda is such a small country in the large scheme of things. Their children go to school depressed, they killed their father or whatnot. So we have a lot of different dynamics in this small island of it. But I see a question. I think some signs are seen by my team. Youngsters 7, 8 years old, 9 years old.
Do you still consider Bermuda to be still in a crisis? Right now it's just been calm, it's been quiet. Are we still considered to be in a crisis, or is your levels? I'm sure you got your gold, your bronze, your silver levels. What level are we at?
I don't want to say that we're at a state of emergency, but we are somewhat in a crisis mode because we in Bermuda have been averaging 6, 7, 8 murders a month over the last 10 years or so. Some years have been less, some have been high, and in a population of 60,000.
I think it was 2019. It was not one at all.
In 2019, there wasn't any.
Yeah.
But if you average out, it's about 7, 8 murders a year that we've experienced. So that in itself puts us in a crisis mode, because as a country, we cannot let our guard down. We must continually implement the violence reduction strategy, and we have to continue holding each other accountable. The police must be held accountable, the government must be held accountable, and our community must be held accountable, because we all got a role to play in getting on top of this this situation that we find ourselves in.
I mean, the proliferation of firearms in Bermuda has skyrocketed. The price for a firearm individuals will buy for protection and for all sorts of retaliation incidents. How do you get a handle on that? Promote our ports of entry, and even in the summertime on the waters.
Well, actually, I'm glad you asked me that, Trevor. Without saying too much, I will say that this ministry is expanding our Coast Guard. We are trying to beef up the numbers of customs, and as is always in the news, we are looking to increase the police service. So together, we would be doing some things to help to control our borders, control our seas, and do what is necessary to help to close those gaps and to keep as many guns as we can off the streets. And having said that, also the police have been doing this operational sentinel, right? And they have gotten about in the last couple of weeks or a couple of months, they've gotten at least 4 guns off the street. So there are things that we're doing, like stop and searches for a reason. You know, Operation Sentinel is for a reason. So we are doing a lot of different things to make sure that we can close those gaps.
You're seeing success. You are seeing some success.
Yes.
That that's the word what's the word? Really got to drop your knives off to.
The amnesty.
Amnesty. That's the word.
Yes.
It seems to be. I mean, you got some of the comedians are making joke of it.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be a different way? You can do that.
Well,
a different location.
Well, I tell you what.
I mean, you got cameras right outside police station, and for instance, if I'm going there seeing I'm carrying a bag of knives and machetes in order to drop it in, that puts the spotlight on me.
Well, it does put the spotlight on you, but the aim is to get as many weapons off the street, because over the last couple of years.
And I use myself as an example.
I understand.
Yes,
I certainly understand. But over the last couple of years, we've seen an increase in knife crime, right? And what I promised the country, that I will leave no stone unturned. So some people may look at the amnesty as ha-ha, why are they doing that? But I want every opportunity for those that may not very well be in the culture. Somebody may be in possession of a tool that they have opportunity to get rid of. So hence, this is why we got the amnesty. This is why, and another tool I use is the CCTV. You know? And now I'm looking at dark tinted devices. Each of these different things on their own is not the answer, but all the little things that we're looking at collectively helps us to solve the issue that we're facing right now.
So my question again is this: you got this Benz, I see a Benz right outside the police station, and then you got a camera right overhead.
Yes.
So there's individuals that are coming dropping it off, then they become targets.
Well, I don't think
it has to be, because that's part of the strategy. It has to be. That's the way the underworld. That's the way the street thinks. You got me? So
where would you suggest that I put them? I can't put them somewhere where people are going to come and snatch the beer and run.
You gotta find somewhere else. Why you didn't put it in the alley? I mean, downstairs in the lobby downstairs. Why outside the police station?
Well, I'll tell you what. There's always room to look at things, right? Right now, anybody that brings in a prohibited weapon, they have a certain level of immunity, so they don't have to worry about it, unless the weapon is deemed to be dirty. And I think you understand what I mean by dirty. So the opportunity for us to take a look at where these beings have been placed, and if we decide to do another amnesty, then we have to look at that. But at the end of the day, I think the first go on at the 3 police stations, and I think it's Warwick Camp. I think it's five places in particular. I can't remember the 5th one.
And the amnesty is knives, bladed articles, firearms?
Not firearms.
Not firearms.
Yeah. But,
So why you didn't make a call for firearms?
Now, it's always a call for firearms. People can turn a firearm in, but they would have to go right to the police station to do it. Or find somebody that they could trust in doing that.
I want to ask you about, TNN broke the story, reference to National Violence Reduction and Strategy Consultant, Ariana Hudson.
Yeah.
Were you aware of disappointment?
No, I wasn't aware of disappointment. I was just as surprised as you were. But I have to be clear that Ms. Hudson was not appointed under my ministry. She's working closely with the Attorney General, and so that's an agreement between Ms. Hudson, former Senator, and Ms. Hudson, and our former Attorney General.
And the Premier. The Premier had to sign off on it.
Yes, and perhaps it could, but it was not in my ministry.
And then there's another appointment coming in January. You said that in the press conference down below.
Yes.
Want to talk about it?
Yeah. We have decided, because this is the first time in Bermuda that we have had such an extensive collaboration of people all looking to do the same thing, i.e. getting on top of the gay body situation. Because it's not all punitive. So we have the police, we have health, we have education, social service, and the like. So this coordinator that we are hiring, it's the first time ever we've done that, is to help to be the glue and bring all those organizations together and have us roll out the program on this national strategy as we see fit. So we feel in this ministry, having somebody dedicated solely to that would help us to be able to roll out the different programs that we talk about.
Did you identify who that person was?
Not at
Not
this
yet.
time.
Male, female? Female.
Yes, Bermudian.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, and as we finish crossing our teeth, dotting our I's, I would definitely elect the country as to who this person.
And where is this person at present? Do some homework?
Yeah, I'll sort it out very soon.
Minister Bendy, I don't know if you saw this video that went out yesterday. A new video. This guy was talking about Bermuda's another world, not the world that we used to be. I don't know if you saw it.
No, I haven't.
Brilliant video.
Yes.
I know everything changes, nothing stays the same. But how do we get on top of this firearm killing, the hatred, the anger? How do we get on top of that as a community?
Now, very much like I've been saying about the national violence reduction strategy. It's not just punitive. It's multi-pronged. It's not a punitive issue. It's a social issue. And I think as long as we look at it as a social issue, it makes it easier for us to approach it. And yes, we all came up saying that Bermuda is another world. But many of young viewers be saying it in a different way.
In a positive, that's right.
Positive way, right? Now I was saying Bermuda is another world because of the realities that we are going through. And my plea to everyone who has Bermuda at heart, right, to do their part in getting Bermuda as close to the way it used to be. Nothing remains the same, you know. But I haven't seen the video. But if we could work together as a community, each one do our job, we could get Bermuda to a place of safety.
Let's talk about the redemption program. How's that looking?
The redemption program is doing pretty good. I don't know the exact numbers that we have right now, but what the redemption program does, I spoke about intervention. What the redemption program does is deal with at-risk young men. We get them jobs. We help them to get the GED program. We help those that need to go away for whatever reason to go away. So the redemption program is just that. Those that want to get out of that kind of lifestyle, a part of our gay violence reduction strategy is to assist young men and families in changing the trajectory of life.
And I heard something about an IM program.
IM program is another program that is being administered by the game loss reduction team. That's the piece when I say that we are in the primary schools. So the IAM program helps the youngsters to identify issues and triggers and situations that they could make better decisions at. So the IAM program is definitely a program that is being run by the game loss reduction team in our elementary schools.
I know you put your feet throughout all the in the hood. That's one thing I do know about you. Your background, your what's that? It's where we come from.
Yes.
How that's right, proud. That's right. How are the residents in those areas feeling today?
Now, the residents are feeling there's always work to be done.
Mm-hmm.
But I think residents are starting to see work being done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I remember when I first took this position 3 years ago, CCTV was the big topic. You know, I made a promise and I have delivered. So that helps people to relax and to get confidence in you. You know what I mean? Because as you know, I am from Pakistan, and getting out there to the residents is really good in getting them to understand that this government is definitely doing something. It's the government, it's the police, and it's the community. People now are standing up and then the voices being heard.
I want to ask about the quality of these CCTVs. Are they of that type of standard that can be used in a court of law that will identify, you know, the individual, even though they could be masked up, you know, the figure, the walk. There's something specific identification ideas we give out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could be masked up, but I'm sure somebody would know how I walk. Yeah. So is these CCTVs that good? Are they of a high quality, a new model, or are they bargain cameras?
CCTVs are high tech, and one of the
Top of the line.
And I'll tell you what, the last murder out at Court Street, when the young lady was murdered, God bless her soul, when she was murdered, there was talk that the camera outside her shop was not working. But the CCTV has a matrix, and they were able to track the movements of the suspects, and within a short time they're able to apprehend such suspects. So to answer your question, I think the police were able to put together about 20 minutes of CCTV footage.
If you had to rate your performance, your ministry, your workers, how would you rate?
I rate myself as a minister in this position doing what I do, and specifically as it comes to reduction of gang violence and violence. It's nothing more than a seed, because until they can wake up and there are no more murders, you know what I mean, there is no more violent crime, and that's an ongoing challenge. You know, so there's always room to improve, and every day I get up, I pray that I can be better today than I was the day before.
Minister, in closing, you want to say anything to our viewers, to Bermuda? We've got the season, festive season coming up. Thanksgiving tomorrow. We don't celebrate it, but we've got Americans here. We're that close to America. All our goods come from America. Anything you might want to close with?
I'll definitely close with the reality that Bermuda is in a position right now with our gun and violent crime that it must be looked at as all of our problems. Those that want to sit and think that it's a police issue, I got it going. Those that think that it's government issue, I got it going. We have to look at this together and don't get low to the fact that we got CCTV now I have to participate. We all must participate. And for those that haven't said that, I would say those that celebrate Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving to them tomorrow. Those that are going to be here over the holiday, Christmas as it comes up, and be safe. Those that are engaged in festivities, please don't drink and drive. And because the only thing worse in Bermuda as far as statistics are concerned, and the gun and gang violence,
is you drinking and driving. Yeah.
Road deaths is the highest killer in Bermuda as it comes to young people, especially young black men serving. So those that's on the road, don't drink and drive. Don't drink and drive. And I like to close by saying, all those that came out to our town hall meeting, thanks for coming out, and know that every comment, every piece of advice has been looked at and listened to, because I want everybody to recognize that we're all in this together. So don't think that your comments went unnoticed. So thanks again, everyone that came out to the town hall meeting. And Trev, thanks again for having me today.
Yes, sir. Stay tuned for 2026.
Please stay tuned in 2026. I'm looking forward to TNN project.
We want to thank you for joining us. My name is Trevor Lindsay, State of Affairs for On the Road with Minister of National Security, the Honorable Michael Weeks. Thank you very much, Minister Weeks. And I want to, as I always close by saying, if you drink, don't drive. Get yourself a taxi, call a friend, or walk. But don't drink and drive. Your life you save could be earned.
Yes.
Thank you much, Minister.
Bermuda Live on YouTube. Subscribe now.